Hey, Cancer, Sun natives, and the collective here. I am really excited to bring in this particular birth totem read for Woodpecker, which is the birth totem for Cancer. And I do wish to just extend blessings to Cancer for the year ahead, the journey ahead. I hope that it brings you lots of growth and beauty and bounty and opportunities to really see the full potential you are here to live out, the medicine that you carry, and what a gift your presence is to the world. And I'm glad you're here. Okay, so this is special, and this is going to be the moment that I sort of change up the way that I do these birth totem reads. And I'm going to be starting to align them with the new moon for the sign that is having their solar return. And the reason being is that there's special energy that comes in with the birth totems and their moon. And it can also help the collective really attune to the energy and the natural cycles of things. And it just feels very fitting to me. And this is the first time it kind of dawned on me. And I just thought, you know what? This is the perfect opportunity to drop in for Cancer Sun Native Solar Return read and also align the collective with the energy at play right now, just elementally, astrologically. And so we're going to dive right into it first with just a little insight into your birth totem. And it's also the energy that is coming in with this new moon, this Cancer new moon, which is at the midway point of our initiatory gateway here at BroadCoven that we entered into on June 21st with the full moon in Capricorn. It will be culminating, this first gateway, there's 3 of them. It will be culminating with the full moon also in Capricorn and also on the 21st. I'm calling it a mirror moon. It has that sort of effect to it, especially with Jupiter in Gemini for the next year traveling with us. There's a lot of interesting retrograde energy too that is also providing a lot of reflection and the mirror of shadow to light, how they're 2 sides of one coin. And there's something we can really gain from understanding that point of unification where those energies merge and the empowerment that it can be. More on that later. This is the new moon of the strong sun moon. That is your moon. I love that already it brings in the mirrored energy of the moon and the sun, and this being a source of strength. Cancers born June 21st to July 21st, you are Woodpecker birth totem. And your direction is the south. Your empowerment comes from Shanodasi, the south wind, and the guardian of the south wind, which is Coyote. And we know with Coyote medicine, we are dealing with matters of the tricksters. So you got to really have your wiles about you at this time, but there is much strength to be gained. Your element is, of course, water, and you are part of Frog Clan, along with the other water signs, Pisces and Scorpio. And Frog Clan, frog medicine is all about spiritual cleansing. It's about really attuning to that night song as well. And if you think about it, frogs are also guardians over those in-between places. There's something about your energy that's coming in right now that feels a little contradictory and yet harmonious within the contradiction. I got a lot of betwixt and between energy for you, Cancer, and I feel that's coming in very strongly with this strong sun moon, this new moon in Cancer. And I just saw a raven fly from the west to the east. So yes, I do feel like this is a bit of your magic at this time, Cancer, and with this moon. It's about working in that liminal space where it's not quite one thing or the other, but a little bit of both. Okay. I do have riddle energy coming in for you, especially with your moon and doing this free in alignment with that coyote medicine. It feels like it's coming in really strongly. Your elemental is water, so you're, right on track with the need to have a certain fluidity to move through the challenges that are ahead. I think you'll fare well. We know that your moon is the strong sun moon. So when we think of the sun, we think of the energy of not only your solar return, but we also think of the energy of the self, a strong sense of selfhood. And I feel like that energy is coming in for you. Also, the ability for you to flow with the evolutions of yourself. So there's something about going through changes. David Bowie, changes. Time may change me. Dot, dot, dot. To be continued. You're going through an evolutionary process with this solar return. You got your plant ally, Wild Rose, to help you through that, to help you ride those waves of change, and at the same time, keep to grasp the thorns so that you can claim the sweetness of the bloom. Ooh, and with that, we got a few cards that came out there. Look at those, all right? That's just me getting the baseline for your read here as I talk to you a little bit about your birth totem. Your mineral ally is rose quartz, also really good for keeping the energy soft even when it's challenging. There's this piece here about softening more. Your grasp on the thorns. It's time for you to embrace the beauty of the blooming. Your natural caretakers, you feel a great responsibility for nurturing your environment, for nurturing those that you are close to. You know that you hold the water and you can help make things grow. So this is something very natural to your nature, woodpecker. You also follow the beat of your own drum. You are a messenger as well. You have a message to share, and your message may be different from what others have to share. Your message may have an effect that is hard for some people to hear, and yet you're persistent in delivering it because that is your job. That's what you're here to do. You're here to alert people. You're here to sound the signal that it's time to tune in. It's time to wake up. It's time to do the work at hand. You very much serve your community. You have a natural path of seva, doing acts of service. And for a lot of you, acts of service is your love language. You are a very devoted lover. And that doesn't just apply romantically. When you love very deeply, you love wholly. You give your full self over to it, woodpecker. You're also highly protective of anything that's dear to you. Of course, naturally, those you love, but also, it's interesting, when I brought that in, it was 911 on the clock. So I don't know, maybe you're feeling very protective of somebody you love right now. You might be concerned about somebody that you love deeply right now, and you're holding protective space around them. Okay, it's just coming in. You're here to learn how to let go. Okay, so while you do have this natural inclination, to give and to serve, you also have to remember at times that you can't protect people from their lessons. You have to also have the ability to let go and let them walk their path. Okay, it's just coming in. I understand though, because woodpecker is highly sentient. You really pick up the energy in your environment. You're in tune with the more subtle communication It comes through energetically. I'm getting a lot of sentience right now, even as I talk about it. And I do feel like this is coming in for you. I love right here the card that came out for you. I know changes are in store for you. You are following your own rhythm in this regard. You're not going to follow anyone else's charge here. You're tuning into your own flow for the web of connectivity that you want to weave into the future. There are changes coming in here. You already feel them. You've been doing a deep dive. You've been looking at what's going on in the subconscious. We got Seahorse coming in as an ally for you here. Seahorses are all about the hippocampus, you know, so there's also a lot that you're doing here to sort of heal the brain waves, so to speak, and what they transmit and what they receive. 11:22 on the clock. You're entering a very creative cycle, and there's something that is rising up in you from the subconscious that will help you weave a new vision into being. I see that. Okay. 11 energy, 11 power number coming in here for you. There's something coming into alignment for you this year. It's your turn to receive. I love this. This is beautiful. Maybe you're not used to receiving. I love, look at the moon energy behind it. So I do feel like there's some very special gift that you receive in this next trip around the sun. It's something that's going to deeply, deeply nourish you. It may even be something you wished for upon a moon. There's something about this that's reminding me of a feather, white feathers. White feathers will come in as a sign for you that you are about to come into alignment with a gift, a specific gift that Spirit has for you. What you need to remember at those times when you see the white feathers is also to soften, soften, soften. Remember to attune more to the energy of the bloom than the thorns. This is coming in very strongly for you. All right. I like this as a baseline energy. So trust your own rhythm with things, trust your own timing, trust your own pace, trust your own flow. Trust your own dance. This coming into, I don't know if somebody has a very unique expression of dance. This coming in, you have a very unique expression of dance. Ted says yes on this. And maybe others have judged that or have critiqued your dance, but it's like your dance is your medicine and it's beautiful. It's an offering. Maybe you recently did a dance for Spirit. You gave something over to Spirit. You offered a dance. It was received. They enjoyed it. They think that you should share your dance with more people. Don't listen to those who've cast their judgments on you. They actually have a bit of envy in regard to your gift. That's how it's coming through, okay? You have your own timing, and your timing is right on time. This is how it's coming through. Okay? Yes. And right now you're listening for your own truth and how it's meant to be expressed in the world. You've got a lot of 9 energy here. So I feel like you're really in this sort of like hermit's journey, you know, the journey for self-mastery, self-evolution. And that applies even if you're in a committed relationship. There's something that's coming through here about being focused on your personal growth, wanting to come into a place of inner alchemy, self-mastery. And that even though you may be surrounded by a lot of people at this time, the path you're on, it feels like very much a solo journey. All right, let's dive in. We're going to do this a little different too. We're going to bring some quest energy in here for you. So we're going to begin first by finding out what is your quest for this solar return. What is Cancer Sun natives' quest for their solar return? What is the nature of their quest, Great Spirit, as they enter this next turning of the wheel, their next trip around the sun? On the eve of their new moon, the strong sun moon, what is the quest for the Cancer Sun native spirit? Ooh, you have a door of opportunity opening up for you here. It is a gift of fire. It brings major transformation. And you are empowered by the south direction, and south is associated with the element of fire. I think of fire, and I think of fire and your elemental water. And it makes me think of temperance. It makes me think of alchemy. It makes me think of balance and deep transformation that happens within, and then it's seen in your whole world, changing, morphing, becoming something it's never been before around you. You could be dealing with the Sagittarius. I also feel like you're moving into that expansion. You're not going to be kept small. You're not going to be kept in one place either. The stuck becomes unstuck. And there's something that you're doing here. You're entering a particular gateway with this quest for this solar return. And when you walk through this door, it's like there's no turning back. Everything that was before is transformed. And it's a beautiful moment of unity for you. There's a gift that comes through the fire. Okay, that's the baseline energy of it. Let's see some more. Give me some more details about this quest the Cancer Sun natives are entering into with their solar return, Great Spirit. Okay, so you know that you are going to face some challenges as you move through this door because you're working with the power of the south wind and the guardian there, coyote. Okay, so do be aware of ways that you can trip yourself up, your inner saboteur, and challengers that come on your path, okay? Four of Earth, bird. There's that coyote barking. Some message comes in. Some message comes in. And it affects the roots. It affects the roots. This could be in relation to a message that comes in from your family, or it could be in relation to your son. I also got Irish sea moss with this, which has regenerative powers, healing powers. And there's something here that's coming in about your roots being regenerated and where you're needing healing. This healing is going to come. There's going to be some transformation that occurs within a family dynamic, within a living situation. Again, the water comes in too with the fire here. You got Hawaii coming in. You could have roots in Hawaii. There could be something here about needing to connect with this land specifically. It may become new roots for you. When the magma flows into the ocean, it creates new land. It's like, I see that you're in this process of creative becoming, okay? It's like this creative energy is awakening in you that is igniting your inner fire. And it's bringing you into that strength of the sun moon. You know what I'm saying? It's like aligning you with that energy that's giving you the power to take action. Like, I don't feel you're going to be staying stuck. There's this feeling of really discovering where your roots are and where you belong and aligning with that. It brings a deep healing for you. It brings a really deep healing for you. And for some of you, this is in relation to your family. For those of you that are mothers, it could be in relation to a son specifically, or someone's son, you know what I'm saying, that you're really close to. Maybe you're also close to their mother. I see some kind of healing happening here, some kind of transformation happening here. You may even come into a path of spiritual teaching here, possibly through a kahuna. This is just coming in. This is very specific message for someone. But there's some kind of empowerment here for you, and it's being protected. This is your quest. You got shark medicine as your ally. Amakua coming in there for those who are in the know. That will speak directly to those of you that are really aligning with that kahuna medicine, with the Hawaiian Islands, okay? This coming in. And I see this big wave, and this is like tidal wave energy, which is all about a wake-up call. And you're also here to bring a wake-up call. That's part of your medicine, woodpecker. So I do feel like there's this big wave of change, and you know how to ride these waves. You know how to surf that Savuya. You're very familiar with it, holding this Amakua medicine, this shark medicine. You know what I'm saying? You know how to keep moving. You know you got to keep it moving, to keep going, to have strength, to have life flowing into you. There's something about you've been stuck too long, and now it's time to enter the flow. Your healing depends on it. Your healing depends on it. I also feel like you're going to be assisted with this flow. It's like for healing for you, and it directly relates to your family. It could relate to your ancestors. It could relate to a particular ancestral bloodline, but I do feel very strongly that a message comes in relation to this. The message comes in, the message arrives, and then you know, oh, it's time to, pull up these roots. You knew where you put down these roots. It was just temporary. Whether those roots are within a relationship or whether those roots are within a particular locale, whether the roots were with a particular community, you knew that this was temporary, and you're arriving at the time when you got to cross the bridge and you got to go through that door. And there's something about going through this door, there's no going back. It's like the way burns up behind you, the bridge burns up behind you. It's not a negative. It's a statement of empowerment for you. And you're starting to awaken to this, okay? Really powerful message coming in here for you. But there's some happiness here that is protected for you. It is being warded after. But there's challenges coming in here. And there's a big wake-up call coming. I feel like it's coming through a message. I also feel like there's something happening here with you, woodpecker, where you are actually supposed to be a messenger. You're part of this. You're part of waking people up. And you each have your own role to play with that. For some of you, it may be waking people up in your community, or waking people up in your family, or waking somebody up that you're in relationship with, okay? And from there, it's like this effect. Ooh, little blockage there, okay? So yes, there will be challenges in getting your message out there. There will be challenges as you go to wake people up. There will always be people that want to resist. And it's not your job to force them to wake up. Your job is to deliver the message, and then they do with it what they will. And I think you have a unique insight, and you have a unique perspective, and there's something you're meant to share here. And some of you on a really broad scale, you're meant to get on the airwaves, okay? You're out there. You're meant to go to other places and, share what you have to share there too, all right? But there is some beautiful new beginning coming in here for you with this particular quest. High Ace of Water. It brings a bit of luck, a bit of kismet into your life. It brings that balance of your moon, okay? So I also feel like love is here too. It begins with you, but I feel like you're going to find that other counterpart there, the sun to your moon, the moon to your sun. It could be that being a Cancer sun native, you're meeting somebody who is a Cancer moon. And there's just such a beautiful synergy there. Synergy. Synergy there. There's something beautiful that grows from this coming together. It may have been long waited for. You may have wondered if something like this would ever come in for you. I feel like you've watered this a lot with your tears. But this is what's meant to come into bloom for you now. It's beautiful. I feel like it's on the other side of that fire door, you know? You got to go through the fire to get to this. That there's something that balances things out. Could be with brother fire here. You could be dealing with a fire sign energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, okay? Maybe this is what feels like home. Right behind that, we have 3 of Earth, okay? So that's just a pretty potent opener right there. That's your quest. It's quite a journey. This is not going to happen overnight. It takes a while to find your way home. Maybe you're helping somebody else find their way home. This is possible too, okay? You're walking each other home, and ultimately we're all walking each other home. So this piece coming in here. All right, let's check it out. What is the spirit ally or challenger you may face on your path? And even if you face a challenger, it's still an ally. All right, we do have something that's kind of a difficult challenge that's coming your way. It might be something that you receive word about from your mother, okay? This is possible. It could also be related to your child if you are a mother. It's an earth matter, and it's something that, you know, it does wake you up. It's like a wake-up call. It could wake you up in the middle of the night, I have to say. This is something where you're going to have to breathe through this, okay? You're going to have to breathe through this. You're going to have to trust. It is coming very, very soon. You will receive this message within the month of July. Probably, you know, before August 3rd, I would say this message is going to come through. August 3rd may be significant. This could also have something to do with somebody born within the 3rd month. So that could be you're receiving some kind of word, some kind of news, either about a Pisces. It could also be an Aries, could be somebody born on the Pisces Aries cusp, okay? I do feel like there's something that happens here that disrupts things, and travel is necessary. You could be healing. Okay, I went to say healing. I went to say with a fire son's mother. Okay, this coming in. There's something here where you're really going to have to trust your own flow with this. You're going to have to trust your own rhythms. You're going to have to trust your own perspective here. This is so, so essential. We know this because you have to follow your own rhythm when you're faced with this change. It's not up to somebody else setting the pace with this, and there is something that will ultimately lead to healing here. Some of you may be discovering that you are going to have a baby. You may want to go the natural childbirth route. You may even want to have your baby in water. You might be getting prepared for this, okay? Maybe you're finding a doula. Maybe you want to get into doula work. Maybe you're wanting to get into doula work for both kinds of gateways of initiation and transformation, not just birth, but also death. Okay, there's something coming in here for some of you. Some of you really hold a lot of that like priestessy kind of energy. Yeah. There's passion here too. If you got a love child coming in, it's definitely born of passion. It's born during the time that the poppies come to bloom. So summer love, to come together, to a fire, two flames that burn as one. There's passion here. It's beautiful. It's got also kind of like a dreamy quality to it. It's a bit of destiny. So I do feel there's love coming in here, but it's interesting. It's like the love comes in after upheaval. And I think there is like a birthing portal with this too, where it's like you have to breathe through it, you know, and you have to really trust your own rhythm with this. But do look for this message to come in. It changes the nature of your path. You might not view this experience initially as being an ally for you. And it's like dimming on this side. Yeah, you might feel like it's like lights out like the curtains come down on this or something. But this is actually an ally to you on your path. You'll see it down the road, okay? What is the nature of Cancer's path during this next trip around the sun? What is the nature of their path? Look at this. It's all about your roots. I think also the family tree. I think your ancestral lineage. I also think it's about, you know, really finding a sense of sheltering within that where maybe you haven't felt that before. Maybe there's been challenges within the family. Maybe you haven't felt supported within your family. There could be also that sense of the family that is not by blood, but the family we choose, like our friends, you know, our loved ones that we surround ourselves with. Maybe you've struggled to feel a sense of grounding, a sense of being supported, a sense of sheltering, you know. I think this is the nature of your path, though. You're really going to find out, you know, where that sheltering is for you. Where are those places where you do get to come in out of the storm, where you don't have to face the gales by yourself, you know? Where are those places where you feel supported, where you feel strengthened, where you feel really rooted? And how can you find a sense of healing and sort of restoration of your roots by connecting more with your, there might be some key there that also heals current family challenges in the present. It's all, the nature of your path is all about your roots as you move into this next trip around the sun. Ooh, yes. And with that, there comes a test, okay? There is some trickster energy there. There's something you do need to learn about here. And there's something that Shanodesi, you know, that south wind guardian coyote does have to teach you. There's medicine to be gained here. There's a special empowerment, a spiritual empowerment that's on offer. And it has everything to do with this moon coming in right now. I feel like you're moving through the shadows at this time, right? So there's a little bit of a dark passage, and there's a need to really find your true north in this respect, as far as your north node transforming fate into destiny. There's something that you need to really like clue into here, you know, is something you need to clue into here. Earth Sun. You could be dealing with an earth sign energy in regard to this, okay? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It's something that's meant to be rooted, though. It's something that is meant to be rooted here. Okay. What is the major test that Woodpecker has to go through in this solar return to activate the vision? Ooh, okay. A lot came out there all at once, and there's one that's separate. So I think these energies all kind of play a part in this fantasy. Gift of sky, Mother Earth, air, sprout, waterfall, and a fire. Yes, it's interesting. It's really reiterating what already came in. This is about trusting your vision. We got 6 of water coming in fantasy with gift of sky, ESP. You're going to get your directional coordinates on lock. It's going to come in through a vision. So do pay attention to what's waking up for you on that level, as far as any kind of visionary guidance you get that clues you into the direction you're meant to go. There are some winds of change coming in for you. The world does need to take a turn in this solar return for you. And I do feel like there is this piece here where there are some tears to shed. There is something that does need to be released. But I feel like what really needs to be released for you is it's about releasing your hold on the thorns, because you're meant to soften your grasp and hold the sweetness of the bloom. And this wants to emerge for you with one of water sprout, you know? Something's growing here. It's beautiful. There's sun on the other side of the storm. And again, for some of you, this is about children, okay? And the way that you get to that happiness that's on offer for you with the 10 of the fire and sun, it's not from burdening yourself or holding on too much. It's actually the opposite. You're meant to let go. And when you let go, you enter this effortless flow that leads you to that happiness. But you do have to cross a bridge and enter into that fire gateway, okay? And there is some direction here that you can never go back to again. But that wheel in the sky keeps it turning, and you will have this wheel turn. There is movement forward. Where it has been stuck is coming unstuck. You're moving forward rapidly here. Not everyone may agree with the way you're going, but you know what you're doing here. Okay, so the test that's coming in for you is in direct relation to this movement forward. It could be in relation to a Sagittarius with that wheel energy coming in. It makes me think of Wheel of Fortune. It also makes me think of the fixed signs too, okay? So Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, any of these energies could be playing a role here. There is a little bit of glamour here. I do feel like sort of like a waking up with a thud, you know, when you hit ground, you know, it's not the soft landing you expect. There is something that's coming in here that's a wake up call, but it's meant to happen this way. It's a bit of fate that you're going to transform into destiny. I mean, that is the test, right? I can't make it up. It comes through a message. It comes through some urgent message here with Joker of Earth. You may hear a word from an earth sign in relation to this. I do feel it's an earth matter, all right? We already know that. So there's some urgent message coming in here. Somebody's going to ring you up, okay? And this changes everything. There's something that fundamentally transforms here. All right, let's see. What are the lessons you'll face? What are the lessons you're going to face this next trip around the sun? What are the lessons that Cancer Sun natives are going to face? Woodpecker, what will they face? What lessons will they face, Great Spirit? One of fire, heart. Yes. You know, there's something that's being transformed in the heart center here. It's not like fire daughter vibes. I don't know. Is it called Daughter of Fire? I think it's the name of the book. You might want to check that out. Some of you are on a very like yogic path of transformation that's meant to move you into greater expansion. Some of you may be connecting specifically with an Aquarius. This is somebody you're meant to connect with, okay? There's a lot of growth that comes through this connection. I also feel like whatever this is that comes in here as the wake-up call, that wave will carry you to Aquarius season next year. So tail end of January, February. There's something that radically transforms at that time. It's a great blessing with 10 of water, rain. It makes everything bloom, everything grow, okay? So there is this piece here about understanding understanding the promise that's even within the disruption, you know, that when there's disruption, it's usually signaling a great change, that time has come. And as you ride these waves, remember that it's always a signal you're moving into greater expansion, more of your potential when it feels disruptive, and remembering just to kind of like breathe through it, okay? Yes. There's something you're learning here. Give me more details. What is this lesson? You could be learning this lesson from an Aquarius. Yeah. You may view this person as a saving grace, okay? There's some kind of message coming in here. There's something you're learning here. It's helping you ride out a particular storm. It's helping you stay focused on the sun, right? This message changes everything here. Yes, Sky Daughter. Look at that. So, and the message spreads far and wide. This like remind me of dandelion seed heads, okay? Dandelion medicine too. Dandelion is very much about like cleansing, releasing. I think you're releasing the heaviness. I think you're releasing the grief. I think you're trusting that you can actually have more than you thought possible, that you are actually more than you thought you were. Maybe, you know, you have been holding yourself too tightly in the bud, and it is time to come into bloom. There's a lot of this like bloom message coming in for you. Dandelions usually come up in the spring. So yes, that would be right after Aquarius season. I think that's when you really see the dreams start to bloom, okay? But there's something about trusting the dream and trusting the vision and trusting it's there before it's even there, you know? Something about being more mindful of what you're calling in, what you're manifesting this year, Woodpecker. Okay, what is the medicine you're going to gain through this self-mastery? You know, it's really easy to hold a vision when everything's coming up roses. It's a lot harder to hold a vision, and it's a lot more of a tempering process, an alchemical process, when you don't necessarily have that proof, you know. That's what really challenges you. That is a powerful lesson in alchemy and manifestation, is how to hold a vision, you know, and trust that it's already there. There's something about this also aligning with that spirit of gratitude for blessings already received, even though you don't see proof of it. There's something here that's strengthening you. It's giving you like a certain resilience. Ooh, look at that. Joker of water. The medicine you gain is the ability to untie knots. You got to tune in for the Pisces read for that. I'm very convinced that Pisces read I just brought in really has so many messages for the collective. There's something here. There's some knot. It's held you in place for too long. It's had you stuck. It's had you bound. It's had you in a place of continually going over the same loops over and over and over again. It's blocked your road. It's blocked your channels of creativity, your channels of abundance. And this is what you gain. This is the medicine you gain. You gain mastery over the knots. Ooh, interesting. Ooh, I like it. Okay. Okay, that's a pretty important medicine to gain. What's of importance for Woodpecker personally in moving through this next trip around the sun, Rage Spirit? What's of importance for Woodpecker personally in moving through this next trip around the sun? King of Fire path. Wow. That you have to go through that fire and trust your flow and trust the winding road in order to be able to enter that time in the sun. And it's also about like the journey, right? The journey, it's not a straight line. It meanders, and it's okay when the path diverges. It's all right. It's all part of your growth. It's all part of what you're welcoming in here. This, for some reason, is reminding me of Haleakala on Maui and how people like to go there at sunrise, you know, to watch the sunrise. That, I don't know why that is coming in so strongly here, but it is. That's there for someone. And if you've never been to Hawaii, maybe this land is calling you, right? There's something happening here. Again, King of Fire comes in bringing the path. You could be offered this door of opportunity that transforms your life from a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. It will be a journey that meanders. There's side quests. There's twists and turns in the road. You got to trust your flow. But there's happiness at the top of this climb, you know? It's about trusting the journey, not being so fixated on the destination. That's what's really important for you to remember this trip around the sun, okay? What is Woodpecker meant to share with the collective in this next trip around the sun, Spirit? What is Woodpecker meant to share with collective in this next trip around the sun, Spirit? What is Woodpecker meant to share with the collective in this next trip around the sun, Spirit? What is Woodpecker meant to share with the collective? Let's see. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, Woo! Powerful. Okay, we have sky family, sky spirit. This vision that you get that opens up your road, it's something that illuminates your path and puts you in alignment with your true north node and what you're meant to manifest in this life, what you're here to do, what you were born to do. You're at the center of it. Look at that sun energy at the center. You're at the center of it, and you're meant to share this with others. It's something that's awakening in you. It's your purpose. But first, you got to, like, master the knot. You master the knot, you find the way through, and then what you learn there is meant to be shared with others. You might even be teaching others, some kind of path work and how to connect with their own, north node. You might be teaching others about something within a particular spiritual tradition. You might be teaching others about the medicine wheel. You might be teaching others about labyrinth work. You might be teaching others about the directions, how to work with the elementals. You might be teaching others about Christianity, your Christian faith. It can come through in many different ways. I do feel like it's something that is in alignment with your path, and you're learning something through walking a particular path too, that you're meant to share with the collective. Okay. All right, let's see. What's your target? Where is this all taking Woodpecker in this next trip around the sun? What is that North Node activation? What is that going to look like for Cancer? Woodpecker birth totem. Ooh, I love it. Look at that. Wow. I love this. Look at this. Power. You're going to get that vision and you're going to activate it. You're actually going to plug it in, man. You're going to plug it in. You're going to root this in material reality. There's some kind of illumination. There's some brilliant idea you're going to get, and it's your empowerment. I feel like it's your gift. I feel like it's your gift from spirit. I'm going to get some clarification on that because that gift did come in for you. But whatever this is, it's an activating vision. It's an idea. It's something you want to create, in your material reality. And it's that moment of fulfillment. A lot is going to grow from this. There's a lot of happiness here. And I see this is awesome when you have that healing within the family. Got water family here. Again, Aquarian symbolism here. There might be something really significant that goes down in Aquarius season that brings you a lot of happiness, a lot of joy. It's a tremendous relief. There's all this new growth. It's really beautiful. Do you see? It's like the water is coming down to nurture, to nurture that North Star here, right? Really strong Aquarian associations there. Really beautiful. Okay, let's see. Yes, and it's a gift. It's a gift from Father Sky. So this is beautiful vision coming in here. You might start to get inklings of this with your new moon, right now. You might just get the initial seed to plant, okay? Let me see here. What is the gift? What is the gift you have, Great Spirit, for Woodpecker as they prepare for this quest and their next trip around the sun? What is the gift you bring them at this time? What is their gift you bring them at this time? What is the gift you bring them at this time, Great Spirit? Father Fire. Okay. Fire family again. So there's something that's transforming within the family. There's happiness that comes in here. There may even be some happiness that comes in from the father, or perhaps, like I said, you're having a baby. You got You got a fire, Father, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, okay? There's some kind of happiness coming in here. It brings healing within a family. This is the gift. Maybe you've wanted this for a really long time. You've been wanting this transformation for a really long time. You've been really doing a lot of healing work around this. You've had to trust your own impulses with this. Maybe it was really hard to open up to healing a particular rift, okay? You've had to really do a lot of emotional work around this, a lot of release work around this. And maybe you've been kind of like feeling like, is it ever going to come in? Is it ever going to happen? It is. You're going to receive this. This is really beautiful energy here. Okay, that's what I got for you. It looks like quite a journey ahead for you. And there's so much on the horizon. And I just wish you lots of blessings and strength and empowerment as you head down this road, Woodpecker. And make sure when you get those lessons, those medicines that are meant to be shared, remember to pass them on. There's something that is going to open up a new avenue for you in sharing what you learn along the way. That's coming in very strongly too. Right. Blessings, blessed solar return. And to all of you who just tuned in, if you wanted to tap into the collective energy of this new moon in Cancer, take a little piece of this with you in your mindfulness around the seeds you plant at this time, and just get yourself attuned to these energies that are in play. Blessings.